Well, hello, Forest Glory. Excited for our next weekly Pastor's Update. And this week I get to share about a couple things coming up for our church. Number one is that we will be starting in the beginning of July a book club. And we're going to be reading through a book by John Piper called Bloodlines. And it deals with racism and the cross and Christianity and all those different topics and how they come under what the Bible has to say about them. And hopefully that's going to create some really good discussions for us as a church body. And so if you're interested in participating in that, again, this is something that's optional, something that's going to be remote or possibly kind of talking about small group Zoom meetings and maybe with a little bit of a teaching time with it. If you're interested in joining it, go ahead and fill out the link with the form that will accompany this video, and you'll have an opportunity to just indicate that you're interested in participating in that book club. And that's going to run through the month of July and August, and then starting in September we're going to come back together and we will get back into community groups hopefully and be able to spend time together as a body in that capacity. I know many of you have really enjoyed community group. I know it's been a different season for us, not meeting in somebody's house, but meeting in all of our houses online and through Zoom. But hopefully you've had the opportunity to connect with some people. I know that I've really enjoyed the discussions and the time that we've had to pray for each other and talk with each other throughout this season that we're in. Now, the next thing that I wanted to mention is that we are excited for our in-person outside church that we're going to gather in the beginning of July. The first Sunday in July, we will be gathering, Lord willing. And we have a committee that has talked through a lot of different scenarios and the different health restrictions from Orange County and all these different ideas that have come into play in organizing what our Sunday morning will look like outside. And you will look for some of that information being communicated to you this week. So I just wanted to make sure that you're aware that that's going to come to you. Again, reminding you that we will be starting earlier at 8 a.m. and that will give us an opportunity to miss any crossover with the other church in the space that we'll be meeting, as well as maybe prevent us from being outside in some of the heat. So those are a couple things that I wanted to mention about our church and some updates that come with that. The next thing that I get the privilege to share about is some information about an update about one of the families in our body. And I had the opportunity to chat with David and Melissa Cuevas, and as I did, it was just a great thing to talk with them about what they have coming up this summer and coming up this next school year. And I know that I am very thankful, and I'm sure many other people in the body are very thankful for the commitment that they have had to the church body in the way that they have served in the youth, whether that be junior high or high school ministries, and how they've led that. We're excited for the new opportunities that they've presented to themselves as they've stepped down and maybe spending more time with smaller groups of maybe young people, young adults in career-oriented families or marrieds or individuals. And so I know that they're really excited and passionate about opening up their home and having people come in this new season of life that they have now that they've stepped down from ministry in that capacity. They're also very excited about what the summer and school year comes into play. And Melissa does a lot of planning and prepping for her school and the time that she's teaching her the classes for her children. And I know that they ask for prayer in organization and preparing, especially now that there's a lot of different new families that are interested in homeschool with what's happening in our own society. So they would cover your prayers for that. And I know they also mentioned about just the thought process and organization of getting their second oldest, Luke, prepared for college and applying for college. And so if you could be praying for them in that, in SATs and applying and all those different things that come into play with that, I know that they would really appreciate those prayers. We are thankful for all that Dave and Melissa have done in our church and will continue to be doing. But I just want to say thank you, Dave and Melissa, for the effort, time, prayer, commitment you have placed in just the commitment that you've had to the body by serving and loving and leading in the junior high and high school ministries. And so I hope that this provides a good update for you about the church and that family. There's not really much to update from myself and my family. We're still in a kind of holding pattern of kind of normalcy of life, of being home more and all those different things that come with that. We are looking forward to possibly going on a big road trip that we have planned. We don't know if that's going to happen or not, coming up in July, depending on what is happening with regards to COVID. And so we would appreciate your prayers in kind of wisdom with that, as well as wisdom for our family and myself as I continue to look forward to what my school year will look like for me as a professor and a teacher. I know it's going to be very different, and I really appreciated all of you that have reached out to me and let me know you're praying for me, and also just asking how things are going. So I wanted to say thank you for that. So I hope you all have a great week. I look forward to seeing you all online. And finally, I want to say Happy Father's Day for all those fathers in our church, for all those people who have fathers and are thankful for their fathers. I know I'm very thankful for my father and the model that he's shown for me in serving, loving, sacrificial, his family. And so I just hope that all of you fathers have a fantastic Father's Day, that you feel loved and cared for and supported and appreciated by your families as we celebrate Father's Day this week.